Hello. So, I've been having a few conversations with various individuals over the last few weeks, and one of the main things is people are wanting um, professionals to help sort the children out. And what I mean by that is understand their anxieties or understand why they're feeling like this, because the children are saying, I really don't know what's wrong with me, and various things like that. And then somebody said, but I also need them to fix the attitude because I can't deal with them answering back. I can't deal with them getting on at me or not doing anything or being lazy. And I don't actually think they meant it in the way it came across. But I thought I would just quickly talk about fixing the attitude. So yes, our children do have attitude. And my son, more than any, had amazing attitude. My daughter has a wonderful attitude. Not the attitude that I necessarily would like, but they do have an attitude. And it stems from the anxiety, it stems from confusion, and it also means that if I give you attitude, I'm going to change the subject, therefore I don't have to necessarily do what you want. And regardless of whether we have counselling or whether we have professional intervention, it's not really going to change. We as parents, we as teachers, we have to make the change, and I know I've spoken about this lots of time, but it's a matter of, it doesn't matter what help we put in to change the attitude. Once our attitude is changed, our children's attitude just does change. What you won't change is meltdowns, the answering back, the anger, the frustration. But what we will change is the frequency of how often it happens, because the children and young adults are still going to get these feelings, are not going to go away, and people are going to frustrate them. So it's a matter of understanding and accepting. And one gentleman I was speaking to, who has written a book called Autism and ADHD, from a parent's perspective, or rather a father's perspective, because he was struggling and it gave him tremendous mental health issues that he managed to overcome. And one of the ways he overcame it was to write a book, but to test his own actions as to what are the feedback from this. So from writing the book and changing the way he was doing things, he noticed a big change in his children. His name is James Wand. It's worth having a read of his book. But although it says it from a father's perspective, it's for everybody. But dads, please get hold of this. Our children aren't being naughty. They're not trying to wind you up on purpose. It's just that we are winding them up and they don't know how else to deal with it. And I know this for a fact because I was definitely winding my children up unintentionally, because I wanted them to do what I wanted. But although I'm sort of repeating myself on what I've said previously, the one thing I haven't said is that it was this term, fixing the attitude, because let's face it, fathers love to fix things. But attitude we can't fix by an iron rod, by discipline. We have to have boundaries, but we also need to think, well, actually, they're communicating with us, they're telling us something. What do I need to read into this? Not that they're disobeying me, they're winding me up, and what are people going to think about me? It's actually, what can I do? What can I change? Not how do I change their attitude? How do I change what I am saying? And therefore, we will fix the attitude, but not in the way we thought about it. And I just wanted to sort of say that, because I really loved that that sort of phrase of fixing the attitude, because we can't. Excuse me, I was hopefully holding that in, but there was no chance. So yeah, over the sort of 20 years that I've been going through this, I've realised what I was trying to do. It took me 10 years to understand that I needed to change, but I really understood that I was trying to fix my son's attitude. I was trying to fix my daughter's attitude, to stop answering back, stop swearing at me, stop telling me how much you hate me. And it wasn't their attitude, it was me, it was my communication. And that's not blaming parenting skills, because we've been programmed to do this. We've been programmed to sort of say, you're the child, I'm the adult, do as you're told. Again, I'm repeating myself, but I think it's worthwhile doing that in this particular instance. And yeah, just a quick, have a cup of tea, have a cup of coffee, share this with family and friends, because I think it's an important part to know that we're not trying to fix anybody's attitude. Our children are who they are, and let's look at different ways to communicate in which we will have a different outcome. Thanks ever so much. Bye bye.